And then I'm a fire by a yard and I want to walk.
Yo, and you're not adorfo, and then so a year honorable talk show said the dada, ye no, ye de na watchi edumedie and so ebremo. Na said the dabia ye no, ye de a motivational words, edi in kind ebremo no. A year Christmas season mo any year way into a motivational words I de brown say, diabraboni tiema ubiara, se wo be, se wuni be, bomodia, ese ubeche ubi adie, fise ewiase epokrano. And so to gum and case oh madam for wedi o ska o ni bibia media sebe mi nibi mi hiani enti mi mfa hwe e ma no bomoden na nso che obi ade na obi ente na no enka nche se onyankopon onhira yo ye bekoso ade yen shea butter advert no so abrel a year maize organic shea butter maize or for maize organic shea butter I may or the inkuto krojin way organic shea butter right from Ghana northern region and na wako titi inkuto yi wa processing the kama na or the packaging so fine so we sha sizes no enyina ewo mu bi or kese or medium or nketwa enti mesrel bomodian na frɛ maize organic shea butter baby biara wo bia may say obe meli na ode abrel and enti mpacho bomodian na frɛ may at 612-987-5861 frɛ may at 651-612-987-5861 afi classic queen apparel or say abronyen any abrini nara ogusu siesie nkrofo ogusu hye nkrofo ntare papa mpaboa papa clutches papa anti bomodin bags ni nyina owobi bomodin na for classic queen apparel at 612-388-6947 na ono so onhye watare na osu bronyen oho enye akono eye jokwat or say home and apartments papa obutuko foridua pantwase bomodin na frejo kwat na onso ko na kope baby na fa ochito Airbnb or say owobi enti se wo ko program bi e wo ko foridua na ne mpotemu dia odofo bomodin na hwehwejo kwat ekira kwan no mo baby papa na da frejo kwat at 0247245599 and na 6518080249 and na 651-347585282 Yo adofo eye ewiye bremu eye Great Seed Herbal Ministries or say ye honhom adwuma say yare bi na dawo so bibi biara wo hwehwe e wo honhom no bomoden na free Great Seed Herbal Ministries na onko wo moa message so be free Great Seed at 0592222636 Messi Great Seed number no so biem 05922222366 Bomodiana Free Great Seed Herbal Ministries na onko moa wo honhom musem biara say yare na da wo so ana komod bia pese oni Great Seed edie no Bomodiana fresh number no na obeje wo so yo odofo ene and so the honorable talk show yene ye maame baako na ebe twetwe nkomo me say so far no nkomodi a ye die nyina no ya na yene ye ma no ye youth no yene omo twetwe nkomo nkwalai ba in fact omo ka omo kuma so ade de omo hia ne omo hwehwe wo say parents be ya ma omo ne omo hwehwe sa awofo ebe ya ma omo nyina omo be ka e wa ha enti ene yenya awofo enso so e wa ha yene awofo no so bedi nkomo na ya hwede ono so owo edeka ekire ye ma no enti ka me ho na ye nkofa ye nuaba. Hello my sister.
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you for coming to the honorable talk show.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So please can we know your name?
My name is Mercy Kwa.
Mercy Kwa.
Yes.
From where, which country?
Oh, I'm from Southern Cameroon.
Okay.
So that's the English part of a country called Cameroon, yeah. So it's 80% French and 20% English.
Okay.
And as of now, the English part, like we're kind of trying to have our own independence. So just be a country by ourselves, like how it should be.
Oh, okay. So now you are letting us know on the Honorable Talk Show that Cameroon is kind of divided into two. We have the English part and then we have the French part. Is that true?
Yes, that's true. And
Okay.
it's because of, like the colonial masters. First of all, it was colonized by the Germans.
Okay.
And then you had the English and the French that came after the Germans. And so the French took 80%, the English took 20%. So I come from that 20%.
Which is the South?
So, yes, but we were actually like, we used to be with Nigeria before. And then we separated. So we were like an independent country. And then we decided to join, but then like the French part kind of like overtook the English part and like it doesn't want to like kind of like assimilated us, and so like we want to be by ourselves,
independent now.
And we call like it's called Ambazonia. Yes.
Thank you so much. Eti adofo ye maami ene ye ne etwetwe nkomo me bisa na se your friend is saying or see your friend Mexico no free Cameroon na Cameroon no ono free English part and me bisa na so na say Cameroon no ye wo mu mienu just omo French part and omo English part no free English part na English part no the southern part omo ye of about only 20%. Just say French part no very dominant, but to say no English part of also try say omo be gain their own independent. Oh wow, good to know. I thought Cameroon is Cameroon. I didn't know there is the English part and then the French part. Okay, so that reminds me because one of my staff members, she is also a Cameroonian, and then she always says she went to school in Nigeria, and I was like, okay, how come did you just decided to go to school in Nigeria?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because like for me, my experience is different. My dad was a journalist that traveled like around the whole country. So like Cameroon is just like Canada. So to the world, it's like it's a bilingual country. So French and English are like the national languages, but then like as I told you, 80% French, 20% English. So a lot of the French people don't necessarily speak English. Yeah, but like for the English part, like if you grow up in the French part, you're supposed to learn French. And, you know, you're supposed, like me, I grew up in the French part. So I learned even at the level of like, say like, how do we call it? Like from Form 1 to Form 5, which here is like, maybe middle school till high school. I learned like English in French and English. Yeah, but that is not the case for the French speakers, which means like there's some kind of they don't really take our own culture the same way or at the same level. So it's more like an assimilation thing. But the thing is that even though we are 20%, more than 60% of the resources in the country come from our area. And that's what causes the strife. So like there's some strife for resources. And the whole thing why we really wanted to separate is just because like we're not treated equally. Yeah, otherwise probably everything would be fine, but it's like you're in your own country, but you see yourself as a second-class citizen. So most of us would want to go to Nigeria for studies, will want to come here, whereas you would think that you want to stay in your country, right? So that's the whole situation.
So can we say every Cameroonian can automatically speak English and speak French?
Yes, though, yeah, I can say so. But for me, for my experience, especially for me, because I grew all around, like from the English part, we came to the French part. Yeah, but I don't know, like for some people that just grew in the English part, they will offer French as a course in school. But if you had to be in the French region, which is 80%, you have to learn French somehow. And then for the French people who are like strictly, like we call them Francophones, and then they call the English-speaking Anglophones. The French people, they have other options, like when they are in elementary to middle school, they get to study, I think it's German, Spanish, and they also get to study English, but I don't even know that it's like something that's necessary for them. You know.
So let me ask you this quick question. What do you miss about Cameroon?
I miss going to the village. I miss my grandma. Yeah, I miss the fact that I mean, you can just be at home and just be free, like talk to your neighbors, and yeah, you don't have to like make an appointment to come there. And I mean, you can just have your kid go out and play without worrying that, oh, what's happening to my kid, you know, as opposed to here where it's like, okay, make sure, I mean, you have to know if your neighbors, first of all, they like you, or, you know, even if they don't like you, you can't just let your kids just roam around. Yeah, so I miss that freedom, and I miss just that whole extended family concept where you can go to your cousins, you can go to your grandma in the village, and yeah, just have like organic experiences.
Okay, thank you. Eti adofo na me busa ye ma me Mexico say eye yinti obi betumi aka say so obi a oye Cameroon ni bia betumi aka eye brofo ene French kasa na na no si oye a obetumi aka ne sa nanso so no eye omo eka French no e de ye shawom anaso mo free French side no e say omo besua French no any English no kakra na omo a ewo English side no so no ebu ha na nyinipa nyina na betumi aka French no ena misambisa na say edin na ema ne fe Cameroon no si o Cameroon de wo ho a ofese bi a obekọ na kura ase akwaje mframa fresh air bi anase ne nana bi wo ho no akosra no empo se wo kọ wo neighbor ho ana obi ote wo mantem important mu a enya afi na obefre ne say oh wo ofie ana okọ ejuma ana say member time say there be o sorry ya na chese wo kọ sa na ema no ema ne fe Cameroon. Thank you so much, Madam Mercy. So how did you migrate from Cameroon to the United States?
Well, I knew like eventually I was going to like pursue my studies here because my older siblings did the same, not necessarily in the US, but in Europe. Like I had a sister who had left Cameroon when she was like 18 and she was in the UK. And then the person that is directly above me, 2 years older, she also went to study medicine in Germany. So for me, I just knew that naturally I would follow that path because like they didn't seem to be like any promising kind of education in Cameroon. Like I said, it's a very messed up system in the sense that like even if I aspire to be a doctor or whatever, like when you go to write the exams, somehow you have to have like 2 documents, like you have to go the natural way and somehow you have to know someone, and in some cases people have to pay money just for you to be considered. So at the end of the day, not necessarily those who are qualified end up, but those that know people in high places. So of course my dad was in a position where I knew that he could afford for us to come here, but eventually the way I came, because my dad had passed away maybe the year before, and somehow after his funeral they had this thing going on about the diversity visa, green card, and I just took it. That time you actually wrote, you did not fill online, so you just fill a piece of paper and send it, and they do their lottery thing, and that's what I did. So I did that and mailed it and forgot about it, and about maybe 9 months down the road I got a mail from the US saying that I had been chosen or picked as one of the green card, lottery winners, and that's how I found my way here.
Okay, so if you don't mind, at what age did you came to the US?
Oh, I remember it was let me see, I think I was about 22.
22. Oh, yes. Wow, then you were pretty young then.
Yeah, I was pretty young. Like I had just I was about to graduate from the university back at home.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just doing my clinicals because I was doing the sciences. So yeah.
Okay. And then when you were talking, you said you knew your father was in the position of bringing you. What job did your father had?
Well, my father was a renowned journalist.
Okay.
At least at the top of his game.
Okay.
Yeah, he already traveled. Like he studied in one of the good schools in Nigeria. I don't know if it's I've forgotten the university, but it's a very good one.
Okay.
So, and then he used to come here, even to California, like for his, I don't know, just part of his job. He went to Germany and stuff. So he was well traveled. Yeah. So at least I knew that growing up in Cameroon, like we were like, I don't know, you call it middle class or whatever.
Okay.
So I knew that my dad was going to afford, for me to go ahead, especially since I could not get into the schools in Cameroon because he did not believe in corruption. And so when we went to write and we wrote and they didn't choose us, and he was like, well, that's it. But like, we would tell him that, oh no, we have people saying there's two ways. You have to like follow up. And so, yeah.
So after you had that letter that you have been invited to come to school in the state, were you able to come to school? I mean, you came, but were you able to comply with that? Were you able to go to school?
Yeah, because when you come here with the diversity, you just automatically you have your papers, you have your green papers, so you can work, you can go to school, you're a resident. That's what it means. The minute you get in through immigration, they stamp your passport and they put a thing there, it's your residency. So after you just get your green card. So yes, I was able to go to school. Maybe, I didn't like waste time to go to school, but I tried to like get used to, because I had to come and stay with my cousin and then look at schools to transfer to, or
Okay, thank you. Nti adofo na me bisa ye ma me Mexico a say na edin na di ne be pie eye America krodue mu e na o ka say ono ne nuanom ni nyina no obako eye doctor obako ba school o ya omo betoa omodisua so e wa ha obako be ye doctor obako nso so e ba school no so nim say definitely ono so e beba na pe adwuma na ne papa eye no nim say ne papa ebetumi afford e de na aba school na mpara nso ani nuane ampara nso no o apply no onya school mu kwan enso so e wa ha na mebusa ne say na oba no oba krom ha no na obeye be to say how many years no so no 22 years enti ehun komo e na meguso amene ne di. Thank you so much, Madam Mercy. So now you are in the States, you are in school. You completed school successfully. Did you?
Yeah, I did. But I had my daughter before while I was like doing my studies.
Okay.
Yeah, but that didn't stop me. So it didn't like delay me. So I graduated on time, like, giving my school program.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that could have been otherwise, because like I remember when I was pregnant and my advisor was like, are you sure you don't need to take time off? I'm like, no, there's nothing like that. There's no taking time off, and my mom was here to also like help me. So yeah, it was hard, being pregnant and halfway through your program, and it was this kind of the clinical lab science program. You were not supposed to have like, if you had like 2 Ds, you would be kicked out of the program. So there was that pressure, but like I was like, no, where I come from, like I don't know about Ds and stuff like that. So I had to make it through no matter what.
So you graduated as what?
I graduated as a clinical lab scientist. Then they call it medical laboratory technologies. So I went to the U of M, but I tried to transfer my credits from the University of Buea in Cameroon, but here they have a different system. Like they don't really take our things the same way. So they did transfer some of my stuff because I was almost having a degree in microbiology back there. I just needed the clinicals. But when they transferred my stuff, they transferred only like, I think, half of it. On your transcript, it will show that everything is there, but they'll only take the courses where you had A's or like B pluses. And so at the end of the day, I still had to do like, I think I still had to do like 3/4 of the coursework here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just like I did a degree all over again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So currently you work as a lab tech?
Yeah, I work as a laboratory technologist.
Okay.
Yes, but as of this moment, or as of 1 year ago, I have paused that because of my family considerations. So, yeah, so I'm actually doing like a whole career change right now.
Okay.
Yes, but I don't know because the skills are still with me, so I can't just say that no, because the last 23 years I've been a clinical lab scientist.
Oh, wow.
So that's what I know. But now I'm changing just to be able to facilitate certain things within my family.
So let's go back to what you were saying. Now, during school, you made mention of you were pregnant. You had your first child.
Yeah.
So, how many children in total do you have right now?
Yeah, I have 6.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, I have
wow.
6.
You are a strong woman.
Yeah, I'm African.
Wow, to have 6 here.
Yeah.
I know your mother. You said you made mention of your mother being here. Your mother was here, but it's not gonna be easy.
No, it's not easy.
Yeah.
So my mother's been here. My mother-in-law has been here. So we've been blessed to have both of them.
Okay.
Especially when all my kids were little. So I've never had to like go look for daycare somewhere. You know, the only time I had to do that was when my first daughter was still young, and so we had some arrangements like work. Our work did not really go alongside with the daycare issues, and we had to look for daycare, but just for a very short time, and we found that did not work with us.
Oh, wow.
So we just switched our schedules. My husband and I switched our schedules such that like I would do the night shift, he'll do the day. So we just rotated just to be able to take care of our kids. But in addition to that, the moms were always here. So my mom was here for my first daughter, second, and then my mother-in-law came, and I mean they've been here either the same time or alternating. So that has really helped us.
All right, thank you. Tiado for na mene ma me mesiku an komo ana ye boss say sese ano ampa otimi ba bedru America oko school no se ne school ko ni mu ano ofa ye funu e wo ne ba odikan na ye tough na the counselor crowd advices and go drop a class and then go we are no say there be o free ba no there is nothing like being a fellow into no otimi amiadom otimi ekowie currently no oye adwuma as a lab technician now I yes adwuma no for 23 years na mbisa ne sense so far no o masen no so o mensia do ne na se ba ene ne mame we here mo ha beboa no emra na owo ne nkola ne hwem but oni ne kunu so bom ho modern ye e change omo time ano mo de ye adwuma ne se obi ko obako ya no pa no obako ye awia ana anwumre se be yom benya time enso e de ama omoma no na ne kasam no so no kire se owo a special need child na make a change so okay ene na da foforo no ye be hye da abo sa abofra no ho nkomo because minim say they are very interesting people omo ye mofra bi a omo ye adoma chede a nyame hye da de eche ne ma enti ne ye be hye da abo ne ho nkomo eno se ane. Thank you so much, Madam Mercy. Now you've had 6 children here, raising them, and you made mention you and your husband cooperating. And was it easy? Well, I mean, raising when they move from childhood to the adolescent age, the youth, does it feel, and how did you do it?
Well, I think I have a different perspective. Let me just say I've been blessed to have kids that did not, we didn't really have a period where you would say like it was a very difficult one. Or I don't know if it's because they are girls. I don't know how the boy experience is. Some people say that girls it's hard. Yeah, but I think that I've always had like an open communication with my daughters. So yeah, I think we just embrace it as like it's just the normal part of life. So I cannot really tell you that, oh, it's been difficult with my kids. But then you have certain things like certain times in their life that they go through stuff. It's more about like how you process stuff that they go through, either even at home or at school, you know. But I've always had that kind of open discussion with them so that they can feel free to talk to me and feel safe, you know, and everything like that. I must say maybe it was challenging at certain points, but like now that I think about it, yeah, I really can't like pinpoint a time where, you know, it was like, oh my gosh. The only thing I know for sure is it was hard on me doing the night shift. And that like had a really significant effect on my health. And so I just decided that I will not do the night shift anymore. But at that time, that's what we had to do. You know, for us, even like to be able to afford to buy our first home, we had to do something like that and save money instead of paying money to daycare because I think the rates were outrageous. Like I remember, like my daughter, they would charge when we just came. They would charge like 700 to 800 a month, and then would come and she'll be hungry, and it doesn't even look like she was well cared for. So we're like, I mean, it's better to put this money towards a house rather than. And then we can switch shifts and whatever, you know. And that was my first time to really work night shifts. So I remember I was working at the Children's Hospital.
Okay, so Madam Mercy, when the youth came here to the studios, they made mention of communication. They would love their parents to communicate with them. And what you are also saying, it looks like you have had some good communication with your kids. And so you are on the right path. I mean, you are doing your job as a mother. But with co-curricular activities for our children, how do you do it? Because I know one of your girls plays soccer, right? How do you do it?
Yeah, 2 of them actually.
2 of them?
Yeah, wow. So that has been hard, but like it's a commitment. It's like it's an investment. So for us, it's something that we saw as beneficial, something that we knew would yield good, you know, results for them in the sense that they are active and they're doing something, and then like staying away from too much, you know, either it's TV, internet, or maybe even the wrong crowd. But most importantly, like we did that because of the fact that they had the chance to have a scholarship and also to do what they liked in case they wanted to do that, because they started at a very young age, say like 7, 8. So we don't know if they necessarily liked it, but of course, like as the years went by, I mean, they could have chosen to stop or not. So yeah, and then my husband also was a former soccer player, so we had that support, so he knew about it enough that he could also teach them on his own or direct them. I was not like even ready to be a soccer mom, you know, because I've never really done any sports growing up. So yeah, but I was ready to like, okay, if this is what they have to do it. I mean, my fun part is traveling. I love the traveling more than the soccer actually. So a lot of times, even when I watch, I don't watch the whole game, and they'll be like, "Oh, didn't you see my goal?" I'm like, "Hey, I'm not gonna be watching the whole." Like, I don't tell them, but at least I try to capture when I can. Yes, but I love the part of traveling.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Tiado, for na me besaya mama Mercy. Say emofra no games ni ade, because minim say ne mam ne me kwa na minim say ne baba ba ko na ball aye mema ball ya no ne baba ba ko bobi, but o se there be omoye mienu. Now fortunately for them no ni kunu was a footballer, and they already have that experience. Omo sa enisuade hunu no honti eboa no, but also on the part of opepa wom ene se nkwala ni tu kwan no makwakobo ball no, and na afe no se akwala no so agrodie bi school mu a eboa makwala no so onya scholarship. I know our time, we need to end this interview at this point, but there are a lot for us to say or to talk about. So maybe we'll have a part 2.
Yes.
Or yes, we will definitely have a part 2.
Definitely.
So as we are wrapping up, do you have some last words? Do you have a last words for the viewers? Any last word or anything you want to say? Yeah,
well, I just say they should stay tuned for part 2. I think this is just like a normal conversation about like maybe a first generation, I don't know, immigrant, like my experience, and which is not just unique to me, to a lot of people. So I guess there could be a lot to learn. I mean, and then talking about Cameroon, I mean, sometimes I don't necessarily want or have to, because some people, they're not exactly like for us having independence, but I feel very strongly about that. So that's something that maybe someone may not like to hear, but like I'm unapologetic about that. You know, that's our freedom, and we have the right as a human beings to like want equal treatment or just treatment. So that's something that I'm very particular about.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Eti adofo ene so aha na honorable talk show no besie na ye ma me mesiko a ebusa ne se na no disem a etwato a ode be mayen ene din o se one de pepepe ye se de ye ni obi abetena pepepe ye nka se o we de o ya asemesi nti e wo se ye wo se de ye ne betena na ne treatment should be special na ye treat obi de basa da bi o se ye treat obi a pepepe enti da se nenso ye be hia e wo the honorable talk show so bye bye.